ladies, before you commit to that guy, before you commit to that marriage. Hey, my people, how you are doing? How's it going? How you are faring? I hope you all are doing good. Anyways, welcome to your program once again. And I remain your humble host, Oluwabumi Olatunji. And today we're going to be sharing a story. But before I share the story, one thing that is so amazing is how strangers sometimes sees me and they begin to tell me the story of their life. And the reason I'm going to bring this is because we all need to learn, especially ladies, before you commit to that guy, before you commit to that marriage. As a matter of fact, somebody just sent me a message that they have a story to share some few days ago, or yeah, about some few days ago. Somebody sent me a message that she has a story to share. The story of how a marriage lasted only few weeks after the wedding, and I haven't even received the story yet. But guys, hey, things are going on. You know only if you know. Hey, ladies, before you say yes to that man, I know there are some times that we think we are so much in love that we don't question anything and we just rush into that marriage. But ladies, please, this is going on too much. Anyways, the story for today. This lady met her husband and they got married happily. They were so much in love. But only few months after the wedding, the devil struck. They've only been married for about 2-3 months when the devil came in with a very big baggage and lived with them. So what happened? This man was accusing the wife that the wife was having promiscuous affair, with an office member. And that wasn't true according to the story. But the man was so persistent because the man said every time he has intuition, his intuition is never a lie. His intuition is always right. And he perceived that they were dating. He said he saw it in their faces, the way they talk. He saw it in this and that. So anyways, they had this serious fight. And, it led to a very, very unreconcilable differences. Eventually, the man, sent the wife packing. And this is only 3 months after wedding. 3 months after a society wedding, after a very big wedding. Eventually, the lady left the man's house and, she went for good. But when we're having this discussion, I asked the lady, I said, so if this man was to, ask you to come back, if this man was to ask you to, was to apologize to you, are you going to go back? The lady said, hell no, she's not going back nowhere, because sometimes the way the man acts is funny. The man is just going to pick up some certain things and he's gonna hold on to it like it is true, and it's gonna become a big argument. He said one of such, they've had a very huge fight that the man said, I'm gonna kill you today, and the man went to grab a knife, and they had a very serious fight that day that she had to run out of the house. And she said she thought, well, it was just like, well, that just happened. But when it kept happening over and over, the man kept having some insinuations, and she knew that her life was not safe. And then I asked her, didn't you see any sign of this, before you said I do? Did you not see anything, this coming? Did you not? The lady said no, there was no premonition of that. There was no perception of that. She even said before they got married, she has had to live with a man for, certain time, to try to understand the man, and everything seems peaceful and calm, and everything looks like the right marriage, like the right man to get married to. And they got married and things turned differently. Anyways, no one is perfect in marriage. We can never be perfect. Like, marriage is all about, two people coming together, accepting themselves. But sometimes it's beyond that. Sometimes some differences are things that, or should I say, or let me say, sometimes it could be because we're not patient enough to understand our partners, because of age, you want to rush into that wedding. You're not patient enough to understand. And sometimes though, I would just say it's really a hard one. It takes God to really help someone, because sometimes you might think you've understood this man, you've dated for 3 years and 4 years, and you might enter the marriages with a lot of surprises, things that you never knew about. And sometimes you could only date a man for 6 months, 7 months, and you might enter the marriage and just be fine. So it takes God to really guide and direct our heart. Therefore, my darling sister, my darling brother, before you say yes or I do to that man or to that woman, please take time to pray, because these days is beyond our understanding. Things are happening. The story that I'm just about to receive, I know it's gonna be something similar. I haven't heard the story, I don't know what happened yet, but I'd already received the message that they want to share that story with me. And I know that if you listen to the reason why this marriage is separated, you might just it might end up to be a funny reason. I don't know yet, I'm yet to receive the story. But hey guys, please let us be very, very careful when we are dating. Be very prayerful, because it's only God. The Bible says the hidden things are of God. It's only for God to reveal. A man can hide very perfectly during courtship. And the same thing goes with a lady. So it takes the grace of God. Do not underplay the importance of prayer in your relationship. Anyways, that's just the story for today. Thank you very much for sticking with me to the end of today's story, and I will see you again next week by the grace of God. I remain your humble host, Oluwabumi Olatoje.